Have you ever wondered what lies hidden in the dark depths of the Amazon rivers? Electric eels, with their impressive abilities and mysteries, are true enigmas of nature. These creatures possess secrets that challenge our understanding and reveal a fascinating world that often remains concealed. Imagine exploring an environment where every shadow hides a mystery, where electricity flows in ways you never imagined. On this journey, we will uncover the secrets of electric eels, show how they have adapted to a hostile world, and discover how we can protect these wonders of nature to ensure their mysteries continue to inspire and fascinate. Prepare yourself for a plunge into the depths, where every discovery could transform your view of the natural world. If you are fascinated by nature's secrets, don't miss our dive into the depths to uncover the enigma of electric eels. Subscribe to the channel now, so you don't miss any of the electrifying adventures we have prepared for you. In the heart of South America's rivers, where murky waters conceal ancient secrets, dwells a creature that seems to have stepped out of an electrifying fairy tale. Electric eels, with their long, sinuous bodies, glide silently through the dark waters, almost like ghosts, in a world where few dare to venture. These creatures, although called eels, actually belong to a family of fish, scientifically known as Electrophorus electricus. Imagine a place where nature seems to have added a touch of magic to everything, an environment where the sun's rays barely penetrate, creating mysterious shadows and sheltering beings that few have the chance to see. The electric eels are the queens of these waters. They not only live but reign over an underwater kingdom, where electricity is both their weapon and their language. These eels can grow up to an impressive 8 feet and 2 inches in length, becoming true serpents of the deep. But what truly sets them apart is their ability to generate electricity. With bodies that seem to glow with power, these creatures can emit powerful electrical discharges, used both for defense and hunting. In the blink of an eye, they can unleash an electric current so strong it could stun even a horse. The waters where these eels dwell are calm on the surface, but full of life and tension just beneath. Rivers like the Amazon and the Orinoco are their homes, where they hide among submerged branches and fallen logs, patiently waiting to ambush their prey. However, despite their predatory nature, electric eels also play a vital role in maintaining the balance of this ecosystem, controlling populations of smaller fish and preserving the natural order. In this fascinating and dangerous world, electric eels are more than mere inhabitants. They are the guardians of an ancient secret, a blend of raw power and natural delicacy, reminding us that nature always finds surprising ways to adapt and survive. Prepare for a journey where every movement might be charged with electricity, and every encounter with one of these creatures is an experience that sharpens the senses in an environment where electricity is life. The structure of electric eels is a true marvel of nature, a masterpiece that distinguishes them from any other fish. If we could observe an electric eel up close, we would see that its body is more than just a long, flexible aquatic serpent. It is a complex biological system specifically designed to generate and control electricity. These creatures have elongated, cylindrical bodies without dorsal fins, giving them a smooth and streamlined appearance. This allows them to move almost imperceptibly through the water, gliding with the elegance of a shadow. However, the true magic lies beneath this smooth surface. Within this seemingly simple body are highly specialized organs that occupy most of the eel's length. Unlike most fish, which have normal internal organs, electric eels possess 3 distinct electrical organs: the main organ, the hunter's organ, and the sacs organ. Together, these organs occupy about 80% of the eel's body, transforming nearly its entire structure into a living electricity factory. These organs are composed of thousands of cells called electrocytes, which function like tiny batteries. When the eel wishes to release an electrical discharge, its brain sends a signal that activates these electrocytes in a perfect sequence, generating an electric current that runs through its entire body. It is as if each cell were a piece in a giant domino of energy, with each one contributing to create a powerful electric pulse. The structure of the electric eel's body is also optimized to withstand and direct this energy. Its skin is thick and resilient, insulating the interior of the body and helping to contain the electricity, so it is only released when needed. And unlike other fish, which rely on their fins to swim, electric eels use undulating movements of their bodies to propel themselves through the water, conserving energy and allowing them to focus their strength on their electrical discharges. This ability to generate electricity gives electric eels an incredible advantage in the underwater world. They can use low-voltage discharges to navigate and locate prey in dark, murky waters where sight is nearly useless. And when they encounter prey or feel threatened, they can release a high-voltage discharge that can paralyze or even kill. The combination of this unique structure with the ability to generate electricity makes electric eels almost mythical creatures. A true mystery of nature. They are not merely fish. They are beings that have mastered the art of electricity on a level that human science is still striving to fully comprehend. In this silent and hidden world, they reign supreme, protected by a body designed to channel the invisible power that flows ceaselessly through their specialized organs. The electric eel's ability to generate electricity is so fascinating that it seems like something out of a science fiction film. Yet, this capability is entirely real, and it all begins with the electric organs that occupy most of the body of these creatures. To understand how electric eels produce electricity, think of a common battery like those we use in toys or remote controls. Inside these batteries, there are chemicals that react with each other to create an electric current. Now, imagine that the body of an electric eel is like a giant battery, but instead of chemicals, it uses special cells called electrocytes. These electrocytes are organized like small cells, stacked one on top of the other, forming three main organs: the main organ, hunter's organ, and Satch's organ. When the eel decides it's time to release an electric discharge, its brain sends a signal to these cells, instructing them to activate all at once, as if they were thousands of little bulbs lighting up simultaneously. Each electrocyte functions as a tiny battery, capable of generating a small amount of electricity. On its own, the energy produced by a single electrocyte is minimal, but when thousands of them activate together, the result is a powerful electric current that flows throughout the eel's body. Imagine lighting a single Christmas bulb, not much light, right? But when you connect hundreds of them, suddenly you have a Christmas tree shining brightly. In the same way, the eel's electrocytes combine to create an electric discharge that can be surprisingly strong. The process of generating electricity begins when the eel senses something nearby, whether it's prey, a predator, or even an obstacle in its path. It uses low-intensity electric discharges, like a type of radar, to sense the environment around it. These small discharges are not enough to cause harm, but they help the eel detect what is around it, even in murky and dark waters. However, when the situation calls for a more aggressive response, such as capturing prey or defending against an enemy, the electric eel can release a much more powerful discharge, with enough voltage to paralyze a fish or frighten off a larger predator. This discharge can reach an impressive 600 volts, which is more than enough to deliver a strong shock to any creature nearby. The incredible thing is that this entire process happens in the blink of an eye. Electric eels control their discharges with impressive precision, releasing only the amount of electricity necessary for each situation. And even after several discharges, they quickly recharge their internal batteries, ready for another electric discharge whenever needed. Thus, the body of electric eels is like a miniature power plant, capable of generating, storing, and releasing electricity in an environment where this ability can mean the difference between life and death. These creatures are a true miracle of nature, an impressive example of how life can adapt and evolve to survive in the most challenging environments. In the silent depths of the Amazon rivers, where the water is dense and shadows dance among the submerged logs, the electric eel prepares to hunt. Unlike many predators that rely on speed or brute force, this creature has a secret and impressive weapon: electricity. The hunt begins with the electric eel patrolling the murky waters, moving almost imperceptibly, as if it were a shadow. Its sinuous body glides gracefully, and its small, low-voltage electric discharges begin to flow. These discharges act as a natural sonar, allowing the eel to feel everything around it. Any movement, whether it's from a small fish or a crustacean hiding among the stones, creates an electric distortion in the water that the eel detects immediately. To unsuspecting prey, this electricity is invisible and inaudible, it does not realize it is being tracked by a silent hunter. The electric eel, however, is on high alert. Every heartbeat of the prey, every small movement of its fins, sends signals that the eel intercepts with terrifying precision. In a matter of seconds, it locates the exact target and prepares to strike. When the eel is at an ideal distance, the real spectacle begins. With a quick movement, it directs its head towards the prey and, in an instant, releases a high-voltage electric discharge. This discharge is powerful enough to completely paralyze the victim, who, moments ago, was swimming peacefully and is now motionless, stunned by the electricity. But the electric eel is in no hurry. It knows that the electricity has done the job for it. Calmly, it approaches the paralyzed prey and captures it, swallowing it with ease. This method of hunting, though silent and invisible, is relentless and efficient. The eel does not need to fight or chase its food. Its electric ability ensures that the prey is immobilized before it has any chance of escape. Moreover, this hunting technique is incredibly versatile. The electric eel can adjust the intensity of the discharge according to the size and type of prey. For a small fish, a light discharge might be sufficient, but for larger prey or in defensive situations, it can release a full charge, capable of incapacitating much larger animals. This masterful use of electricity turns the electric eel into an almost unbeatable predator in its natural environment. It not only survives but dominates its territory, hunting with a precision that few predators can match. While other animals rely on sight or smell to find their prey, the electric eel relies on the invisible force of electricity, turning the dark waters into its private hunting ground, where darkness and silence are allies, and electricity is the perfect weapon. In the underwater world, where danger can lurk at any moment, electric eels have developed a defense system as effective as their hunting ability. However, what many people do not know is that these fascinating creatures also use their electricity for something even more surprising: communication. The defense of the electric eel begins with its incredible ability to sense the environment around it. Just as it uses low-voltage discharges to locate prey, the eel can detect the approach of a predator. A sudden movement in the water, an approaching shadow, these are all detected by the sensory discharges it continuously emits. When danger is detected, the electric eel does not hesitate to protect itself. Let us imagine a situation where a predator, such as a crocodile, approaches the electric eel, either out of curiosity or hunger. The eel, sensing the risk, can quickly increase the intensity of its discharges. It releases a high-voltage discharge, sufficient to cause sharp pain to the predator, which immediately retreats, surprised and disoriented. This electric shock not only repels the enemy but also serves as a clear warning that this creature is not easy prey. Over time, predators learn to avoid these creatures, recognizing them as dangerous. However, the electricity of the eel is not only for self-defense. In its silent world, where sounds have little range and vision is limited, electricity becomes a means of communication. Electric eels emit small discharges that function as coded messages, invisible to all except other eels. These discharges are like pulses of energy that convey important information. For example, an eel may send a series of short, rapid discharges to communicate its presence to other nearby eels, whether to attract mates or simply to warn that the territory is already occupied. During mating seasons, these electric conversations intensify, with males and females exchanging signals that indicate interest and availability. Each eel has a unique discharge pattern, akin to an electric signature. This means they can recognize each other individually, even in dark and murky waters. It is as if each eel has its own name, in the form of a specific sequence of electric pulses that other eels can read and identify. These electrical abilities make electric eels not only formidable predators but also masters in the art of survival and communication. In the depths of South American rivers, where currents are strong and the waters are dark, electricity is the key to their existence. Through it, eels find food, protect themselves from enemies, and communicate with others of their kind. In this world where most creatures rely on their traditional senses, electric eels thrive with an ability that seems almost magical, a true testament to nature's ingenuity. In the heart of the dark and mysterious waters of the Amazon lies a mystery that intrigues scientists and fascinates the curious. The electric discharges of the electric eel. These creatures not only dominate the waters with their predatory skills, but also hold secrets about the nature and strength of their electricity. Something that is both impressive and frightening. Imagine a creature that, instead of relying solely on claws, teeth, or venom, uses electricity as a weapon. This is what makes the electric eel so unique and enigmatic. When we talk about its electric discharges, we are referring to a phenomenon that goes far beyond what we could imagine. With each movement, with each beat of its heart, the electric eel carries within it a power capable of stunning, paralyzing, and even killing. The secret behind this ability lies in the eel's electric organs, which occupy a large part of its elongated body. These organs are made up of thousands of specialized cells called electrocytes. When the eel wishes to release a discharge, these electrocytes activate in a coordinated manner, as if they were small batteries connected in series, releasing an impressive amount of energy in a single moment. But what makes this ability even more incredible is the frequency and intensity of the discharges that an eel can emit. In a single sequence, an electric eel can release several discharges, each with an intensity that can vary depending on the situation. In an attack on prey, for instance, the eel can release a series of rapid, high-voltage discharges, reaching up to 600 volts, enough energy to knock down a horse. These discharges, however, are not just isolated attacks. The electric eel has the ability to adjust the intensity and frequency of its discharges according to the need. To locate prey or communicate with other eels, it can emit lighter, low-voltage discharges, as if it were touching the environment around it with invisible fingers of electricity. On the other hand, in defense situations or during a hunt, it can release its full charge in a matter of milliseconds, creating an instant and devastating impact. The electric eel is also capable of repeating these discharges several times in succession without losing significant power. This means that in a battle for survival, it can attack repeatedly, ensuring that its prey has no chance to recover or escape. It is this ability to control and repeat that makes electric eels such formidable hunters. But despite all this power, there is something mysterious about how eels generate and control their discharges. Science is still trying to unravel all the details of this process, understanding how these animals can produce so much energy and how they avoid causing harm to themselves with this electricity. Nature, in all its wisdom, has created a system that is both fascinating and complex, leaving us in awe of what these creatures can do. So, when you think of the electric eel, imagine not just a fearsome predator but also one of the greatest enigmas of the deep, a being capable of creating and manipulating electricity in a way that still defies our full understanding, maintaining the mystery and admiration for these incredible creatures. Each discharge it emits is not only an act of survival but a reminder of how little we still know about the hidden power in the dark waters of South American rivers. In the vast and complex world of South American rivers, where life flourishes in countless forms and species, the presence of the electric eel plays a vital and, at the same time, intriguing role. These creatures, as powerful as they are mysterious, are not only fearsome hunters, but also fundamental pieces in the delicate balance of the aquatic ecosystem. When we think of the electric eel, it is easy to imagine only its ability to generate electricity and capture prey. But its influence goes far beyond that. In the ecosystem in which it lives, the electric eel is both a predator and a species that regulates the health of the environment around it. And it is this duality that makes its existence so crucial. Electric eels, as they hunt and feed, control the populations of small fish and other aquatic animals. This prevents certain species from becoming overpopulated, which could cause an imbalance in the food chain. Imagine, for example, that without the presence of electric eels, small fish that feed on aquatic plants could multiply rapidly, devouring all the submerged vegetation. Without this vegetation, the habitat of countless other species would be destroyed, causing a chain reaction that could affect the entire river. Additionally, electric eels also play an indirect role in the recycling of nutrients. When an eel consumes prey, the remains that are not digested end up returning to the environment, providing nutrients for aquatic plants and other decomposer organisms. This recycling is essential for maintaining water quality and the overall health of the ecosystem. Curiously, electric eels also influence the behavior of other species. Smaller animals, such as fish and crustaceans, develop specific avoidance behaviors to evade the areas where electric eels hunt, which can lead to a more balanced distribution of species throughout the river. Even larger predators, like alligators and jaguars, which occasionally enter the water in search of prey, learn to avoid areas known to harbor electric eels, recognizing the danger these beings represent. Beyond the direct impact on the environment, electric eels also play an important role in maintaining biodiversity. In rivers rich in life, such as the Amazon, the presence of predators like the eels ensures that only the fittest individuals survive, promoting the continuous evolution of species. This process of natural selection is crucial for the adaptation and survival of species in an ever-changing environment. Another fascinating aspect is how electric eels have adapted to the environment in which they live. In regions where the water is murkier and predators are more abundant, they have developed an even more refined use of electricity to navigate and hunt. This adaptation shows how the electric eel not only survives in its habitat but also shapes and is shaped by it. In short, electric eels are more than simple predators. They are silent guardians of ecological balance, playing a role that goes far beyond what our eyes can see. Their presence ensures that the river remains an environment where life can thrive, with each species occupying its place in a complex and interconnected web of life. And as the river's waters flow, the electric eels continue their watch, maintaining the balance of a world that, without them, would be very different. In the deep and mysterious waters of the Amazon, where the silence is broken only by the gentle murmur of currents and the occasional rustle of leaves, resides one of nature's most fascinating enigmas, the electric eel. For centuries, these beings have been shrouded in mystery, and only recently, thanks to scientific advancements, are we beginning to unravel the secrets hidden within their electrified bodies. One of the most surprising discoveries in recent years came to light when scientists began to investigate more deeply the structure and function of the electric organs of eels. Previously, it was thought that eels had only one species with this electrifying ability, but research has revealed something even more intriguing. There are, in fact, several species of electric eels, each with unique capabilities and characteristics. A striking example is the discovery of Electrophorus voltae, a species that can generate even more powerful discharges than those previously recorded. In controlled tests, this species was able to emit discharges exceeding 860 volts, making it the most potent of all known species. This discovery not only expanded our knowledge of the diversity within electric eels, but also raised new questions about how these creatures developed such a capability over millions of years. But it is not just the strength of the discharges that has caught the attention of scientists. Recent studies have explored how eels use their electric abilities at a much more sophisticated level than previously imagined. For example, it has been discovered that electric eels can modulate their discharges in incredibly precise ways, adjusting the intensity and frequency for different purposes. During hunting, they can emit a rapid sequence of pulses to track the movement of prey hidden in the vegetation, as if they were scanning the environment for vital signs. Another fascinating discovery concerns the communication between electric eels. Researchers have observed that these animals use electric discharges not only to locate prey or defend themselves, but also to communicate with one another. Each eel has a unique electrical signal, which can be likened to a personal signature, allowing them to recognize and interact with other eels from a distance. This form of electronic communication is still under study, but it is already known to be fundamental for the social organization and mating of these creatures. In addition to these discoveries, scientists are also investigating how electric eels might inspire new technologies. The biological mechanism that enables the generation of electricity so efficiently and controllably in eels is being studied for potential applications in bioengineering and medicine. Imagine medical devices that could be powered by a system inspired by the electric organs of eels, or even new forms of renewable energy based on the biological principles of these creatures. And, as if all this were not enough to leave us in awe, electric eels are also helping humanity in unexpected ways. In some cases, unique proteins have been identified in their cells that may have applications in curing human diseases. With each new discovery, it seems we are only scratching the surface of what these creatures can teach us. In summary, the world of electric eels is far from fully understood, and that is what makes each new discovery so exciting. These creatures, which for so long were seen merely as curiosities of nature, are now being recognized as true scientific treasures. And as science continues to advance, we can only imagine what else is hidden in the deep waters, waiting to be discovered. Electric eels, with their secrets and extraordinary abilities, remain a reminder of how vast and mysterious the natural world still is, even in an era of technology and innovation. In the depths of the Amazon rivers, electric eels, with their impressive ability to generate electricity, are true masters of their environment. However, even these fascinating creatures face challenges and dangers in their natural habitat that could threaten their survival. And it is here that science steps in, seeking ways to protect and preserve these incredible creatures. Despite being formidable predators, electric eels are not immune to the dangers lurking in the dark waters of the rainforest. One of the main challenges they face is habitat loss. The destruction of forests and the pollution of rivers caused by the expansion of human activities, such as agriculture and mining, have degraded the areas where eels live. As rivers become contaminated with toxic waste or blocked by dams, electric eels lose not only their homes but also their sources of food. In addition to environmental degradation, electric eels also face the threat of overfishing. Although they are not traditionally fished for human consumption, eels often end up being accidentally caught in fishing nets intended for other fish. This accidental capture, known as bycatch, can reduce eel populations, especially as they do not reproduce in large numbers. In the face of these challenges, science has played a crucial role in mitigating the dangers faced by electric eels. Researchers around the world are working to better understand the ecological needs of these creatures and develop effective conservation strategies. For example, detailed studies on the breeding and feeding habits of eels are helping to identify critical areas that need protection. Furthermore, scientists are developing technologies and methods to monitor electric eel populations in their natural habitats. Using advanced sensors and drones, researchers can track the movements of eels, analyze water quality, and detect environmental changes that could affect these creatures. This information is vital for implementing protective measures before the damage becomes irreversible. Another important approach has been education and raising awareness among local communities. In many cases, people living near the habitats of electric eels are unaware of the importance of these creatures to the ecosystem. Environmental education programs have been essential in teaching communities about the need to protect the rivers and forests where eels live. When people understand the value of eels and the role they play in the balance of the ecosystem, they become allies in the fight for conservation. In addition to conservation initiatives, scientists are also exploring ways to rehabilitate degraded areas to restore the habitats of electric eels. River restoration projects, including the removal of pollutants and the replanting of native vegetation, have shown promising results. These actions not only benefit eels but also strengthen the entire aquatic ecosystem, ensuring that other animals can also thrive. Ultimately, the survival of electric eels depends on a collective effort between science, conservation, and local communities. Although the challenges are great, the knowledge we are gaining about these extraordinary creatures is helping us find solutions to protect them. As we continue to unravel the mysteries of electric eels, we also move closer to creating a future where they can continue to electrify the rivers of the Amazon for many generations to come. Thus, the story of electric eels is not merely a tale of survival, but also a narrative of resilience and adaptation. And as science progresses, we, as a society, bear the responsibility to ensure that these incredible creatures continue to shine, not only with their electric discharges, but also as a symbol of the remarkable biodiversity of our planet. After our journey through the dark and mysterious waters of the Amazon, where electric eels reign supreme, it becomes clear that these animals are much more than mere inhabitants of the rivers. From the structure of their bodies, which allows them to generate electricity in a unique manner, to the crucial role they play in their ecosystems, electric eels are true enigmas of nature. Every electric discharge they emit is not only a sign of their incredible adaptation, but also a demonstration of the power and complexity of wildlife. Throughout this story, we explored how eels use their electricity to hunt, defend themselves, and even communicate. We discovered that, although they may seem fearsome, these creatures are also vulnerable to the dangers that threaten their habitats. Environmental degradation, overfishing, and pollution are just a few of the challenges they face. And this is where science and conservation come into play, working tirelessly to ensure that electric eels can continue to thrive in their native waters. But what we learn from electric eels goes beyond their biology or environmental impact. These creatures remind us of the importance of respecting and protecting the diversity of life on our planet. Every species has a unique role to play, and the loss of one can trigger a series of unpredictable consequences for the entire ecosystem. As we reflect on everything that has been discussed, it is impossible not to feel a mix of admiration and responsibility. Admiration for the ingenuity of nature, which created a creature as fascinating as the electric eel, and responsibility to ensure that these natural wonders are preserved for future generations. The scientific exploration of electric eels is far from over. With each new study, we unveil more about their lives, their behaviors, and the challenges they face. But science alone cannot guarantee the survival of these creatures. A collective effort is needed, involving everything from conservation policies to the awareness of local and global communities. Therefore, as we conclude this story, we extend an invitation to all who watch. May this journey of discovery about electric eels inspire a deeper appreciation for the natural world. May we continue to explore, learn, and, above all, protect these and other incredible creatures. After all, every living being is an irreplaceable piece in the vast puzzle of life on Earth. So, when we think of electric eels, we should not only remember their powerful discharges or their unique abilities. We should also recognize the importance of our role in ensuring that these creatures continue to electrify the waters of the Amazon for many years and generations to come.